Hello, welcome to Family Yearbook. In today's video we're talking about breastfeeding. I'm always wearing sunglasses, aren't I? Anybody think I was trying to hide something? I'm not. I've been exclusively breastfeeding my boy Jack for 14 weeks. I will continue giving him breast milk until I go back to work. I don't want to think about that yet. I'm going to have a year off and I'm going to give him breast milk for that whole year, and beyond that I don't have a plan because I'm just, I'm pretending that's not going to happen. I'm going to share with you 4 tips today for increasing your milk flow when you're breastfeeding your baby. My first tip is skin-to-skin contact. This is one your midwife's going to share with you. You're probably going to hear this a lot, actually. I did. So we try to do skin-to-skin, Jack and I, pretty much every day for the first couple of weeks. Jack was born by elective C-section and he had fluid on his lungs when he was born. So he spent a little bit of time on a little table thing having his lungs cleared. So I wasn't able to hold him straight away, and in fact I didn't get to hold him skin to skin until a good couple of hours after, once he'd had all his checks and everything. And I was really worried that that was going to scupper breastfeeding for us. I'd heard so much time and time again and again, skin to skin, straight away, get your milk flowing, but actually there was nothing to worry about. We did the skin to skin and we managed to feed him colostrum. The midwife actually basically milked me to get that. Later on in the evening, she did the same again, and we finished that up with loads of skin to skin, which, if nothing else, is just lush. It's so nice to clutch them that way. Jack was going like this, like they do, bobbing their heads, rooting, and we were like, should we put him on? Because we were going to see the midwife and do it together with her, and we're like, should we just see if he'll go for it? And he latched on, and it was amazing. My second tip to increase and maintain your milk flow is to eat well. Now, I'm such a foodie and I love to eat, and I'm going to be honest, it's not always a healthy choice for me. But when you're breastfeeding, you're going to burn about an extra 500 calories a day, and it's really important that you don't go hungry. I did some research on the calories you should be taking in when breastfeeding, and there's all kinds of advice out there, but the best thing I read was just to follow your hunger. So if you are peckish, make sure you grab a little something. Keep some snacks handy. Fruit is an obvious choice. Make sure it's something you enjoy as well, so that you can stick to the healthy options. Something I've really enjoyed having is Ryvita with some peanut butter, honey and banana. My third tip is a really obvious one, and that's to stay hydrated. Remember that amazing skill you developed when you were pregnant to just drink and drink and drink water, obviously? Then this is a skill that you need to keep going with while you're breastfeeding. Before I was pregnant with Jack, I was someone who could just have a glass of squash all day, which is quite terrible really. But ever since getting pregnant with him, I've got a really good habit of drinking loads of water, and I've had to keep up the good work with breastfeeding. And that's something scientifically that's going to help with your milk production, to get that going and to maintain it. You might want to space it out a little bit through the day, but you get the idea. My fourth and final tip is to just be chill. Stay calm, go with the flow. I'm not going to lie, breastfeeding is tough, and the first couple of weeks are very physically and emotionally demanding. But when I said to myself just to calm down and go with it, things honestly did get better. When you just accept that they're going to cluster feed and it's going to be tough and you're going to feel like they just strapped to your boob all day, if you just accept that, weirdly, it just makes you feel more positive about it. And I found that really helped me. And now that's not a tip that the midwife gave me. That's not something that was in any of the books, and it probably doesn't really help with your flow. But if it's good for keeping you positive and your mental health in a good state, then I don't think you can argue with that. Don't wake the baby. And if you can keep that positive frame of mind for the first few weeks, I absolutely promise you, it gets easier. if it's something you want to do, and no judgment, it's not for everyone, but if it's something you want to stick at, then don't give up, because I promise you it gets easier. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please subscribe. I'd love you to stick around and see more videos from Family Yearbook. Also, I love to read your comments. If you've got any tips on what you try to increase or maintain your milk flow, then please share those below.